This is Spreaker Web Radio.
Well, I could listen to that all day. I do appreciate the new song, but here we are live with the second show of Football Saturday on the second weekend of the new football season with, as per usual, the Brummy Tom Pipson and this week's special guest all the way from London, Ollie Flanagan.
Hello.
Looks set to be a good show as we've got Tom. Tom, what game are you covering for us today?
Oxford United versus Plymouth Argyle from League Two.
Interesting shout.
An interesting match.
Very interesting shout. And Ollie, what have you got for us lined up?
Man United versus Fulham.
Very good.
It's going to pain me to say Van Persie's name.
Well, I appreciate you doing it. I'll just quickly run through the earlier kickoffs. Swansea City beat West Ham United 3-0 through Angle Wrangle, another Michu goal and a Danny Graham goal. Interesting that Swansea started off so well, as I thought they'd struggle. But again, defying the odds. Bristol City currently lead Cardiff City by 4-2, just in the 90th minute there. Pearson, Wolford, 2, and Sam Baldock scored for Bristol City, with a Joe Mason and a Helgeson reply for Cardiff City. I should also mention while in the Premier League that Sunderland Reading has been postponed due to a waterlogged pitch, which is a joke in the Premier League in my opinion, but we'll talk about that later. And finally in the SPL, the earlier kickoff was Inverness versus Celtic, which Celtic won 4-2. 2 Ross Draper goals for Inverness weren't enough, as Wanyama, 2 goals from Watt and a final goal from Charlie Mulgrew took the game for Celtic 4-2. Now Tom, I believe you got the lineups for us on your game.
Yeah, Oxford United gone for a change of formation due to an injury. In goal, we're playing a 4-4-2. Ryan Clark in goal. Back four of Bat, Rains, Wright and Capaldi. In midfield, Alfie Potter, Adam Chapman, Jake Forster-Caskey and Sean Rigg. And up front, Tom Craddock and Dean Smalling. On the bench, Sean McGinty, Heslop, Constable, back from injury. Paul Pittman, Wayne Brown, Alex Evans and Tyrone Marsh. For Plymouth, they've gone 4-5-1. Jake Cole in goal. Back four of Nelson, Pearce, Blanchard and Basira. Midfield, Cowan Hall, Parain, Watton, Young and Guerreri, and up front Warren Feeney. On the bench, Berry, Williams, Nick Chadwick, Ollie Kenworth, Joe Lennox, Matt LeCoyne and Johnny Gorman.
Very interesting team lineups there. Thank you, Tom. Ollie, I believe you got some lineups on the United Fulham game for us, please.
Yeah, so lining up for Fulham first. In goal, Mark Schwarzer. In defence is Reaver, Hughes, Hangland and Briggs. Their midfield consists of Duff, Diarra, Dembele, Kakanich, Glitch and Ruiz, and up front Petri. Their substitutes are Stockdale, Kelly, Baird, Sidwell, Kasami, Rodioga and Halish. So the United team is David De Gea in goal. Defence is Rafael, Carrick in centre back, Vidic and Evra. In midfield is Cleverley, Anderson, Valencia, Kagwa, and then I think, I'm not sure, but I might be wrong, but just behind the striker is Young, and then they've got Van Persie up front. And the bench is Lindegaard, Evans, Rooney, surprisingly, Giggs, Chicharito, Welbeck and Scholes.
Very interesting lineup. Differs a lot from the loss on Monday, but you've got to expect that after such a poor performance. I can just see now United have just come out at Old Trafford. I should mention I've got a couple of friends working there today, one of them for the first time, as I should be working, but I'll press on. I'll give you the team news for Torquay and Rochdale. I'll hopefully keep you updated with that throughout the day, but starting for Torquay, they're playing a 4-3-3 with Michael Polk in net, Joe Oster, Brian Sarr and Aaron Downs at the back. Interesting. Aaron Downs. Aaron Downs I have had some experience with as I went to school with his cousin. In midfield they've got Kevin Nicholson, Lee Mansell is the captain and Damien Lowthorpe. And then up top they have Ian Morris, Niall Thompson and former... Oh, hang on, I've missed someone. Niall Thompson and former Dale Loney, Reenie Howe, with also Billy Board in there. Substitutes on the bench for Torquay: Ryan Jarvis, Daniel Leadbitter, Martin Rice, Nathan Craig, Thomas Cruz, no reference, and Ashley Yeoman with Kurtzert McKenzie. That's an interesting name. For Rochdale today, playing a 4-4-2, which is not like we've usually been playing. We've got Josh Lillis in net, Ryan Edwards, Peter Kavanagh, Matt Pearson and Phil Edwards. Peter Kavanagh being in midfield. Jason Kennedy and Andrew Toot with Kevin McIntyre, Ashley Grimes, George Donnelly and Daley Ardabola. On the bench, Joe Rafferty, Reece Bennett, Brian Barry Murphy, Ray Pewterhill, Craig Curran, Ian Craney and Ben Smith. There's the team lineups for Rochdale. So far, we're just a couple of minutes off kickoffs around the grounds. Tom, have you got any news for us?
Well, I can give you an interesting name for a referee, who's the referee of the Oxford Argyle game.
As always.
His last name is Bratt, which I found quite hilarious.
Here's an interesting name. That's not one you hear it normally. I think that's everything I can bring you for now, as we wait the last minute until the kickoffs around the ground begin. Just to mention, obviously there's now only 3 o'clock kickoffs with the Sunderland game being postponed. So I'll bring you updates with the Aston Villa Everton game, obviously Ollie has the United Fulham game. I'll bring in the Norwich QPR, the Southampton Wigan, the Tottenham Hotspur versus West Brom, as well as all the Football League games I can possibly fit in as we wait for again kick-off. Interesting note, I shall try and get up the Aston Villa Everton team lineups just because we seem to have time. Starting in net for Aston Villa, Shea Given. And then at the back, Matthew Lowton, Ron Vlaar, Nathan Barker and Kieran Clark. In midfield, Charlton Zogbia, Chris Hurd, Karim El Hamandi and Barry Brannan. Up front, Nathan Delfonso and Darren Ben. On the bench, Brad Guzan, Stephen Ireland, Brett Holman, Fabian Delph, Andreas Wyman, Eric Lickertage and Graham Burke. And then for Everton, we have Tim Howard, Phil Jadielka, Phil Neville, Sylvan Distan, Leighton Baines, Leon Osman, Stephen Pienaar, Darren Gibson, Stephen Naismith, Nikita Yelovich, Marouane Fellaini, Jan Mutcher, John Hiteng, I can't say it, Kevin Miralas, the new signing, Magain Gouai, Ross Barkley, Seamus Coleman and Victor Anichebe.
I can now tell you that the injury in the Oxford game, the injury to the player is Lee Cook, which has forced the change.
Not good at all.
And we kicked off at Fulham and United as well.
What's
Not
that?
kicked off at Oxford yet.
So our first kickoffs this afternoon are now live. While obviously we wait for the scores to come in, I will give you the Norwich City team lineups for QPR. Starting in net for Norwich, John Ruddy. At the back, Russell Martin. New signing Sebastian Basong. Liam Barnett. New signing Javier Garrido. In midfield, Robert Snodgrass, Johnny Howson, Bradley Johnson and Anthony Pilkington. And up front, Simeon Jackson and Grant Holt. That's interesting. On the substitutions bench for Norwich, we have Declan Rudd, Andrew Sermon, Wes Hoolahan, Steve Morrison, Mark Tierney, Ryan Bennett and Chris Martin. The QPR, looking to bounce back after last week's drubbing. In net we have Robert Green. At the back we have Armand Traore, Clint Hill, Anton Ferdinand and Fabio. In midfield we have Jamie Mackett, Samba Diakate, Yi-Sung Park and Junior Hoylett. Up front we have Jibril Cisse and Bobby Zamora. On the bench for QPR we have Brian Murphy, Sean Durry, Andrew Johnson, former Championship Player of the Year Adel Tarabat, Shawn Michaels, what's wrong with me? Sean Wright Phillips, Needham O'Hara and Jose Basingwa. I apologise, I was thinking of something else then, which is why a wrestler somehow appeared on the bench for QPR. But my bad. Southampton's team lineups for the day. Southampton start off with net with Kelvin Davis. At the back, Nathaniel Klein. Hang on, we have a goal. Ollie.
2 minutes in. Fulham, goal.
What can we see? What happened?
Unbelievable, Jeff.
What happened, Ollie?
Well, they just got a free kick on the edge of the area. I think it was Brian Ruiz who took it. And instead of putting it in the air, he just put it across the floor. Duff lost his marker and with his left foot just hit it with his left foot into the bottom corner. De Gea had no chance.
Unbelievable start from Fulham.
1-0, 2 minutes gone.
Thank you very much, Ollie.
There was a penalty appeal for Oxford, but it was turned down.
We have our first goal in League 2. Penalty appeal turned down in Oxford, but Port Vale have scored inside a minute at Morecambe. Unbelievable start. Some teams here. Just to carry that on defence, Southampton have Jose Fonte, Jos Houellebecq and Danny Fox. And there's been another goal. Chesterfield have taken the lead early against Rotherham for a Jordan Bowery goal. In midfield for Southampton, there's Stephen Davis, Morgan Schnetter, I can't say it, you know what I mean. Adam Lallana and Gulli De Prado. Up front, they start off with Jay Rodriguez and that man Ricky Lambert. On the bench.
Oh.
What's that?
Forster Kasky was taking on Darren Percy, who looks in all kinds of trouble at the moment. Did a couple of step overs, went to his right and he's hit it just over the bar.
Unlucky. We have a goal for Brighton for Ashley Barnes at home to Barnsley. An early start for them once again. On Southampton's bench, Paolo Gazziniga, Billy Sharp, James Ward-Prowse, Fraser Richardson, Luke Shaw, Danny Seaborn and Jason Puncham. Starting for Wigan in net, Ali El-Habsi. At the back, Alton Alcaraz, Gary Caldwell, Arune Cohn and Emerson Boyce. In midfield, James McCarthy, James MacArthur, Manuel Figueroa and Ivan Ramis. And up front, Franco Di Santo and Sean Maloney. On the bench, Mike Pollitt, David Jones, Albert Cruzat, Ben Watson, Jordi Gomez and Mario Baselli. And Jean Bossajaw. And we have a goal. Bradford have scored against AFC Wimbledon 3 minutes in through Naki Wells in League 2. Of course, for those not so familiar with Bradford's plight nowadays. And in the final Premier League 3 o'clock kickoff, I'll give you the team lineups at Tottenham West Brom. Tottenham start off with Brad Friedel in net. At the back, Jan Vertonghen makes his debut with William Gallas, Kyle Walker and Benoit Asuakoto. In midfield, Jake Livermore keeps his place along with Sandro, Aaron Lennon, but Rafael van der Vaart is brought in, and Gareth Bale, and up front once again, Jermaine Defoe. On the substitutions bench, Carlo Cudicini, Kyle Norton, Jermaine Gines, Goofy Sigurdsson, Emmanuel Adebayor, Andros Townsend and Stephen Kalkner. We have a goal in the Premier League, an early start. Everton have taken the lead against Aston Villa with Stephen Pienaar goal. Very good start once again for Everton. They seem to have hit a good form at the start of the season, which is very rare for them. We'll see how they hold out. We'll see how they hold out in this game. And finally, in net for West Brom, Ben Foster at the back, Stephen Reid, Gareth McCauley and Jonas Olsen. Liam Ridgewell in midfield, Yusuf Malumbu, Claudio Jacob, Graham Dorrans and James Morrison. In up front, Marc-Antoine Fortune and Shane Long. On the substitutions bench, Boaz Myhill, Marcus Rosenberg, Chris Brunt, Roman Lukaku, Zoltan Gera, interestingly, Craig Dawson and Billy Jones. That's all the team news in the Premier League so far. Obviously, we've brought you the Fulham goal against Man United and the Everton goal against Aston Villa so far in the Premier League. Not many goals gone in so far, just a couple around the grounds as we've mentioned. Anything happening down in Oxford, Tom?
Not at the moment. Plymouth were trying to keep the ball a bit, not doing a very good job, ending up going nowhere. I've noticed that they've got a guy on the pitch called Luke Young. Obviously not the Luke Young, but Oxford have had the only shot of the match so far. I'm hoping it's going to be like last season in this fixture, as Oxford won it 5-1.
Well, we can all wish for something like that. Anything happening down at Old Trafford, Ollie?
Well, I think we've got a Manchester United corner with Ashley Young taking it. 7.5 minutes gone. He's taking his time. I'll see if anything happens.
No worries. No,
nothing happened. Header got cleared off, but it's out for another corner.
Fair enough. Slow start then, apart from that early goal from Damien Duff. Liven things up. United look to come back and equalise. Something they couldn't do on Monday night away at Everton. Not taken away from Everton, of course, though, as they earned that. It was an impressive performance. But no new goals to tell you about so far. I'll just zoom onto the Rochdale, see what I can find, if anything's happening. Down in Torquay, obviously, today. Hoping not a repeat of the last fixture. Just to mention, don't we have a goal in League 2? York find themselves 1-0 up away at Barnet for a Daniel Parslow goal. Nothing so far in Rochdale, very slow start, nothing to report on really. 0-0 though, still at Plainmoor.
This referee does seem like a bit of a prat at the moment. Feeney backed into Rains and he's given a free kick against Rains, even though Feeney had his arms all over him. So that's a free kick to Plymouth.
Not good. Not good at all. It's not warranted. There are free kicks that actually should have happened. No new goals to tell you about. Did anything come of that second corner at Old Trafford, Ollie?
Nothing. And now Man United are just dominating the possession, just attacking when they can, but nothing's coming of it at the moment.
Fair enough.
Came a long way for that. Came out 16 yards to collect it.
Mad people. Been a goal in the Championship. Joe Lynch has scored for Huddersfield. They've finally taken the lead in the Championship against Burnley, who have started off well themselves. That would be a credible 3 points if they can hold on. Do we have anything here?
Guess who just scored for United?
Have we got it? Have we got a Robin Van Persie goal?
Unfortunately.
And United. Tell us what happens. Is that an equaliser?
Yeah, the ball came in. Van Persie, he was inside the area. Then the ball came in and he just turned around and smashed it with his left foot into the top corner.
Sounds good though. United have equalised.
How unfortunate.
Well, unfortunate for anyone other than United. But we have a goal! Rochdale taking the lead. Andrew Toots 6 minutes in. And Rochdale lead away at Plainmoor. And that man in midfield, Andrew Toots, has scored once again. Unbelievable scenes. Wow. Tom, anything down in Oxford?
Not really. But every time Oxford go to attack, Plymouth put 10 behind the ball.
Well, that's the way you should defend, but wow, I'll try and get you more on the Rochdale game as I know it, but we'll just swing around the ground, see what else I can pick up for you. But that man Andrew too, who started so well this season, has scored again from midfield. I should hope we keep clubs away from him in the rest of the transfer window. We have another goal in League 2. Wycombe find themselves 1-0 down to a Lee Brown goal from Bristol Rovers. That's interesting. Wycombe, you'd think, are one of the favourites to push to go back up, while Bristol Rovers are struggling currently. We'll see what develops in that game. Ollie, what's happened immediately after the goal at Old Trafford? Who's on the ball?
Well, it's Fulham at the moment, but United seem to have had more possession since it went in. Fulham still nothing much happening, just playing it around the back. Well, actually they're nearer the halfway line, but still. Now they're back. Sorry. They're just playing it around, basically nothing special. Nothing really to talk about.
Fair enough.
But now they're on the attack, they're breaking. It's Brian Ruiz has a go. It's out. It's out for a corner. I thought the player he was looking like he was gonna go stop the ball, but he let it go out. So we've got a Fulham corner.
See if they can do anything with that.
Yeah. They played it short. It's a long shot and it's out for a goal kick.
Thanks, Ollie. We'll come back to you in due course. I should mention Norwich have taken the lead against QPR in the battle of the 5-0 losers. Simeon Jackson has scored for Norwich. That's interesting. I didn't expect him to start, but he's repaid the manager's faith with a goal. I know it's conference, but I should mention Macclesfield have taken the lead against Lincoln City with a Wade Fairhurst goal. Exeter have taken the lead at home away to Accrington Stanley with an Alan Goal goal. It's funny to say, Alan Goal has scored for Exeter. Anything new at Oxford, Tom?
Plymouth just scored, but it was offside. It was a bursting run by Conor Horan, and he's played it in. I think it's to Feeney, and yeah, Feeney was offside.
Good decision.
And it's all ended up in an Oxford goal kick anyway.
2 goals. Is anything else happening?
Not really, except for the fans have just got very loud.
Good to hear.
And I had a few words that can't be really mentioned on there.
Definitely good to hear. Been a couple of goals to tell you about. One in League 1. Carlisle have took the lead against Stricken Portsmouth. Oh! John Paul McGovern scored that. Blackpool have took the lead against Ipswich for an Aaron Questwell own goal, and Torquay have equalised down at Rochdale for a Billy Bowden goal. Wayne Bridge has scored a second against Barnsley for Brighton. It's interesting to see him adapting in Championship life, doubling Brighton's lead at Barnsley though. But yeah, as I mentioned, Rochdale have back to 1-1. A familiar scoreline. Is that something down at Oxford, Tom?
It was just a deep cross by, I think it was Adam Chapman, and Coles just managed to punch it away just before it went in. It was a terrible cross, but it nearly went in.
Saved by the keeper. We have a goal
Jane
from
Cole, obviously a former Oxford player.
Yeah, of course. I remember him at Oxford. He was a good keeper. I don't know why he got let go.
Back in the dark days of Barrow and all the non-league away days.
True. There's been a goal from Brentford at Crewe, Clayton Donaldson. Bradford have doubled the lead against AFC Wimbledon for a Curtis Haynes-Brown own goal. And Wycombe have equalised against Bristol Rovers for Richard Logan goal. That's all there is so far now. Let's see. Any more scores can peel in. I'll just go back to Old Trafford to see the latest, Ollie.
Well, I think there's a bird on the pitch and Schwarzer was trying to get it off. I know it's a squirrel. That I think is a squirrel. I can't tell. The mute sign's in the way on my screen, but I think So Squirrel invaded the pitch and Mark Forster was just trying to get it off and got a good reception from the United fans. That's it really. And now it's straight out for a Fulham corner. He just picked it up and Vidic put it out for the corner. I don't know why. He could have done anything else with it.
Yeah, true. Fair enough.
No, nothing comes of it. And now United have the ball on the attack. It's 2v5, so not much will come of it. Yeah, nothing.
That's a sad shame. No more goals to tell you about so far, they're coming in. Let's see if I can nip over to Torquay Rochdale and see what the latest is after that equaliser. It seemed to be all Rochdale in the opening couple of minutes. That's where the goals came from, but Torquay seems to have levelled it out now, that game being 1-1. That looks an exciting game for neutrals this afternoon. I'll keep you updated on that. Carlisle's goal was scored by Jake Jervis, not by John Paul McGovern, I should confirm. And York's second against Barnet has come now through Ashley Chambers. 2 goals to keep you updated with.
Corner to Plymouth.
Here we go. See how Oxford defend this. Anything coming to the corner?
Just about to be taken. Or a hand takes it. Percy's header hit Feeney. Apparently it was going in.
We've got a United free kick
Not cleared.
near the corner flag here. Van Persie on the ball. Whips it in. Nothing comes of it, just cleared out.
Nothing came of the Oxford one either. Ryan Clark collected in the end.
The goal in the League One for John Coffey for Sheffield United away at Colchester. Another goal update. So we've got the updates coming from Oxford versus Plymouth today and Man United versus Fulham. With Oxford Plymouth 0-0, but United Fulham 1-1 already. That's the games we've featured today so far. Interesting, diverse choices. We'll have a quick scan around the grounds, see if I can pick anything out for you. See how Tottenham are doing against West Brom. It looks to be quite balanced so far. Although Tottenham do, well, I say it looks quite balanced, but Tottenham have had 70% of possession so far in that game. But there's been another goal in League One. Adam Barton has scored for Coventry at home against Bury. I'm loving that scoreline so far, I must admit. But Tottenham in complete control at home to West Brom, but no goal as of yet. Let's check out the stats at Southampton Wigan. So far, that's possession-wise pretty damn balanced.
4-3-3 certainly looks like it's better for Oxford.
Are they having more luck with that formation?
Alfie Potter seems to be a bit suffocated playing as an out-and-out wide man. He does a lot better on a free roll. He doesn't really have a free roll while he's an out-and-out wide man at the moment. He seems to be the get-out clause every time that Oxford come under pressure.
Well, it's good to know he's playing his role well. We have an equaliser in the Premier League from QPR. Bobby Zamora has equalised away to Norwich. That's currently 1-1. Couple of early goals in the Premier League this weekend. Nothing too major. Get the match stats for you at the Southampton Wigan game. Southampton have had 54% of possession and a 90% pass success rate. 3 corners and 1 shot on target so far. But they've also won 2 fouls and conceded 1. Wigan have been offside once and not had a shot on target yet. Goal in the Championship, Sheffield Wednesday. Jermaine Johnson has scored 19 minutes in against Millwall. And I'll take this time now to just quickly transfer over to the second part of today's show. We're just running out of time on this broadcast. So thanks for listening to this part. We're just on an ad break now. We'll be back with you immediately. Thanks to Tom and thanks to Ollie.
This is Spreaker Web Radio.
Give me a second.
Well, we've just come back on air from the second part, and I believe we've had a goal down in Oxford, but we're just trying to confirm the scorer of that goal for you. So we'll...
Tom Craddock's name in there somewhere, and that's as much as I can give you at the moment.
Well,
it seemed a bit scrappy.
Can you give us the goal down there in Oxford?
I can tell you who scored. It was Dean Smalley.
You tell us what happened?
There was good play by Alfie Potter. It's come to Craddock. Craddock tried to turn and shoot, and then there's a bit of a scramble, and I think Smalley's the one who's put it in.
You are correct, sir. It's a Dean Smalley goal for Oxford, 20 minutes in.
It was just after another good attack, which also went through Alfie Potter. So Potter's definitely doing his role well, but yeah, 1-0 to Oxford.
Oxford are halfway there to my prediction for the day. 2-0 again for them today. I don't see much threat from Plymouth.
Plymouth don't have a bad team, to be fair. Considering the situation they are in.
Yeah, they do have a reasonable team in League Two. I'm not looking forward to going playing away in Plymouth. I must say.
Well, it was a harsh game last season to be at. Free kick to Oxford. No, play on.
Just quick.
To Potter. No. Rigg tried to be clever when he got the ball and tried to reverse pass it, but it's been cleared.
Well, I should just quickly say Brentford have doubled the lead against Crewe. Farid El Aguare has scored. 20 minutes in.
The weather's really changed at the Castle though. 1 minute it was nice and sunny, the next minute, no, ball's going all over the place, it's really windy.
Well, that's the beauty of British weather.
Obviously the Premier League game that was postponed.
Yeah, that's true. Ollie, what can you give us from Old Trafford?
Nothing much really, there's not much going on. Ashley Young just tried one of his trademark curlers, but didn't pull it off. Yet 25 minutes gone, 1-1 still.
Fair play.
Tell you a couple of match stats if you want.
Yeah, if you could.
Man United have had 76% possession.
Jeez.
Part of it's 3v3. It's 2-0 to Oxford.
Sorry, Ollie, we're back with you presently, mate. I've got to go and cover the second goal for Oxford. Tom?
It was a counter-attack. Alfie, Potter, Smalley and Craddock all against the three defenders. Potter's played it across to Smalley, and Smalley with a beautiful finish. And it's 2-0.
Oxford well on course once again to pick up the 3 points here.
Smalley's got
Fantastic.
2 in 3 minutes.
It sends blood, the Oxford fans. Sounds a very good game to be watching. Sorry, Ollie, if we can come back to you now, and what have you got for us?
No, I was just talking about the stats really. As I said, massive percentage of possession to United, 76.4% to Fulham's 23.6%.
Wow.
United have had 95% pass success rate, while Fulham have had 81.63%. And that's it really.
Very dominant stats there from United, but the scores doesn't show that. The scores show a draw so far. No more scores to tell you about in moments. I'm just going to nip back across to see what I can pick up from playing more. See how that 1-1's playing out as far. Torquay are in control of the match apparently, but at the moment. Just to make Tom happy, I'm just going to get up a quick live table of League 2 as far and see how Oxford pan up. Oxford so far on the scores would stay top with the only team on 9 points and a goal difference of 5, which would be the best in the league. A very good start. Rochdale would stay 17th and drop a place, just like Torquay would drop a place, being goal difference of 0 for both and 3 points for both. Not the best start for Rochdale so far this season. But no more scores to really update about. Just scanning through the ground, see what I can pick up for you, see if I can get any more stats from the Premier League. But so far in the Premier League, I'll just run through the scores. We had the earlier kick-off, Swansea beating West Ham 3-0. Everton currently beating Aston Villa 1-0 away. Man United and Fulham being 1-1. Norwich QPR being 1-1. Southampton, Wigan and Tottenham West Brom being 0-0. There's been a red card at Bournemouth as Harry Arter has been sent off for a second bookable offence. That's quite interesting to see how Bournemouth will fare now after that. Obviously Bournemouth taking on Preston today. But how are Oxford looking since that goal then, Tom? Second goal, should I say?
Going at it again. It's just wave after wave of attack from Oxford at the moment. According to the Oxford website, though, Aldershot and Cheltenham has been suspended.
I'll try and get some news on that for as quick as I can. I haven't heard much about it, but I promise I do endeavour to find out. Just to mention, Coventry have scored a second at home to Bury through Carl Baker. Now excuse me while I try and hunt for this game that's supposedly called off. I endeavour to bring you all the news I can while we're live. What exactly have you heard then?
I was just looking on the website, and next to all the scores it says obviously first half, but on that one it says suspended, so I was just wondering if you know anything about it.
Which game's this, Aldershot?
Aldershot versus Cheltenham. It was 0-0.
I'm currently on the case now to find out exactly what I can find for you about possible suspension of play at the Aldershot game. Can't find anything immediately, to be fair. See what Cheltenham's website possibly might give us some hints. See what we can find. Obviously, if there must be a reason if it's been suspended. It's not a usual thing to do. Just while I have a quick look, we'll try and get a quick update from Ollie at the Old Trafford game. Ollie, you with us?
There are 30 minutes gone, still 1-1, and I think it's gone for a corner. No, it's not. It's a goal. Whiskered past the post. 1-1 still.
I've got an interesting possession stat from the Oxford game, if you want to hear it.
Go for it.
Oxford have had 73%.
Wow.
To Plymouth's 27. Yet they've only had one shot more.
Oxford clearly absorbing play there. In complete control of the possession stats.
Damien Batt nearly scored for Oxford.
Nearly had an Oxford
on
third.
his left foot, the right back.
Complete spell of dominance from Oxford so far, even though Plymouth have held their own in shots. Quite interesting sounds, obviously. We have a goal for Barnet, finally. John Nurse has scored to restore a little faith to the Barnet faithful. Barnet 1, York 2, currently as it stands. Obviously Barnet really struggling against relegation this season. After they always struggle to beat the drop, and even now they've just lost the top scorer. Currently at Portsmouth is Ayle McLeroy. So it's going to be a very long and hard season for them, it seems. Obviously I'm still trying to find out about any news from this Aldershot supposed suspension of play. I haven't got anything as it stands. I can't see anything on it. But as
The
I say,
Hereford match was also delayed till 4:30, I think.
wow, that's incredible.
The Hereford versus Ebbsfleet match is delayed till 4:30.
What, do you know why at all?
I'm guessing
Probably
it's just
pitch
water on the
inspection.
pitch. It seems like it's raining all over the country at the moment.
I have never seen that in my entire life.
What?
Where a game has been delayed by an hour and a half. That is completely new to me.
It's better than having it cancelled from a fan's point of view, though.
Oh, of course, but still, it's a new and different thing to do. We'll see what I can
To
bring
be fair, around where I live, it's been looking terrible all day, but it hasn't rained yet.
you. That's true.
It's tipping it down now at Oxford.
I feel sorry for the travelling fans at Hereford though, because they won't have much things to do to occupy them for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's true. Be thankful you weren't trying to cover that game then.
I was considering it, but I couldn't find a stream. Obviously, why? Because it's delayed.
Yeah. Bradford have scored a third against AFC Wimbledon. Andrew Davis scored this one. That's 3-0. And Gillingham took the lead away at Dagenham Redbridge for a Dion Burton goal. Two interesting goals, though, to say. That's as it stands then. Oh, we've had a penalty save in the QPR Norwich game, I should mention. John Ruddy saved the Cisse penalty. QPR have threw a chance away there to possibly take the lead against Norwich. I should mention that while I've just spotted it. And I'll try to bring you more news on the suspended games or delayed kickoffs. I'll just nip back over to the Premier League, see if I can get a couple of stats in those games. Barclays Premier League.
What's happened with the Hartlepool game?
Seems everything's kicking off today. Hartlepool game has been
Apparently
postponed.
Hartlepool can't get to the match. Apparently the team still hasn't got to the match.
Unbelievably, Tom, you are right. The game has been postponed due to traffic issues. That is incredible. Pardon?
I don't know why you wouldn't just get a hotel closer to the ground.
That is, I have never seen that. This is a day of first for me so far. We've had a game delayed by an hour and a half and a game postponed due to traffic issues. Unbelievable so far. Interesting, and this is the place to hear it all. As I bring you a few more goals, Morecambe have equalised. Kevin Ellison against Port Vale. Everton have doubled the lead against Aston Villa for a Manuel Fellaini goal. That's 2-2 for him. And Blackburn have taken the lead at home to Leicester for a Nuno Gomez goal. Very interesting so far. I'll try and bring you a little more knowledge on the Leyton Orient game, but I can indeed confirm that has been postponed due to traffic issues apparently. In terms of the older shot, there's nothing more I've heard, but I am trying to bring it you. Ollie, anything happening at Old Trafford?
I think Verda Hagden just got a yellow card for him. A challenge on, is it Raphael? I'm not sure. Raphael or Fabio.
Well, Fabio's on loan at QPR, so it's definitely Raphael.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realise there's a goal to United. All I saw is Kagawa walking away. Kagawa scored a goal for United, 2-1.
Unbelievable.
Van Persie corner. All they had was a shot on his face, just walking away, and then it just said goal. Kagawa, 2-1 to United.
I'm really ruined not putting Calgary in my fantasy team now. I wanted to replace Sigurdsson, who is currently on the bench for Spurs for him, but I didn't do it. I decided to give him another week, and that's gone completely wrong for me so far. Anyway, we have a third goal for Brighton against Barnsley, I believe. I'm going to try and get you the scorer when I can. But yeah, as always just mentioned, United lead 2-1 for a Kagawa goal. Many people expected that, but Fulham started off well with an early goal. Possibly hinting at upsetting the apple cart a little bit. Let's try and bring you a couple more pieces of knowledge about games I should find that have been called off, etc, etc. But just to mention, one of the earlier kickoffs, the full-time finish, Bristol City 4, Cardiff City 2. That was the full-time there. I'm going to let that in. Right, I'm just going to go on the hunt. It's exactly what I can find about these so-called suspensions. First of all, dig into what I can pick up about the Hartlepool game. That's incredible. But just to confirm, we have a couple more goals. Lucas Atkins has scored for Stevenage through the penalty spot against Oldham, 1-0, 33 minutes in. Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall equalised against them, James Henry, 35 minutes in. Bristol Rovers 2-1 up against Wickham, Elliot Richards, and Wolves have taken the lead against Derby through Kevin Doyle. Anything else?
And it's another goal at United. Raphael, I think has scored, but he's shaking his head at something. It could have been disallowed, I'm not too sure.
Just to say, Bristol Rovers are 3-1 up. Elliot Richards again.
Yeah, it's been disallowed, I think.
That's a shame for some United
Goals
fans.
disallowed. No, well, actually, they're talking about the referee at the moment. Yeah, it was disallowed.
Sad thing. Just to,
Misleading fix from
Smalley should have a hat trick as well. It was a good move. Capaldi's getting to way too much space down the left. Played the ball in. Craddock had it, played it to Smalley, and Smalley's he's just fluffed his lines. Well, it was a golden chance, it should have been through.
that's a sad shame. Oxford Rail need to take every chance they get, just in case. Wimbledon pulled one back against Bradford. Lewis Holt has scored that goal. But, yeah, obviously United seem to be completely in the ascension now, and Oxford seem to be in the ascension also, 2-0 up. Let's just hunt a little more for this Hartlepool suspension game. See what I can bring you all in terms of news. Hartlepool. Very interesting situation that though, I've never seen anything like it personally.
You would just get a hotel a bit closer to the stadium though, just in case.
Well, I don't know what the situation was or what was available or anything like that. Just to mention, I know you've got an eye on Kidderminster. They're currently losing 1-0 to Dartford, Tom.
Kidderminster seem to be having a bit of a bad start.
Bradford have replied instantly to Wimbledon's goal. Rory McArdle, former Rochdale and Aberdeen player, has scored, make that 4-1 to Bradford. They're in complete dominance this afternoon.
Bradford are doing well.
Can this be the season they
Wickham
finally...
are falling apart.
Really?
It's 3-1 to Bristol Rovers, isn't it?
Yep. To my knowledge it is, yep.
Didn't expect that.
Rochdale is still 1-1 after the early goals. But yeah, as you mentioned, Wickham are 3-1 down to Bristol Rovers. As I bring you as many more goals as I can. I'm just searching around. Brighton's third, I mentioned, was Craig McHale-Smith. He scored that one. Ollie, anything from your end?
United just had a corner. Van Persie whips another cross in. I forgot to say the corner didn't come to anything. But it's a goal! It's a goal now! And I think it was Raphael. But my screen's completely gone. Raphael goal makes it 3-1 after his goal before was disallowed.
Well, he's finally got one now. I should also mention the Barnsley goal a bit back was a Craig Davis penalty. And sad news from Playmore is Aaron Downs, the guy I know, has scored against Rochdale to put Torquay 2-1 up. 34 minutes in though.
Apparently the Aldershot game has been resumed now.
I'm still struggling to find anything that possibly happened there. But Dean Lewington's been sent off for MK Dons against Swindon. If that floats your boat. Seeing what I can find on this Hartlepool situation to start with. And then I shall search up everything else. Very, very interesting situation. But, can't find anything on Hartlepool, even though we know it's been suspended. Some very strange goings on so far in the league this afternoon. Bring you a quick look into the Premier League, some stats, how are Everton stats doing, as we wait for more goals to crop up. But match stats so far indicate Everton have just under 60% of possession, with having an 84% pass rate and 2 goals from 2 shots on target, with 4 off target, with 3 corners and 1 offside so far for Everton. Whereas Aston Villa haven't even had a shot yet. That seems to be complete dominance.
Oh no!
What's happened, Ollie?
Petric just had a shot. Wait, I'm waiting for the replay because I can't. The balls just bounce around everywhere. Petric someone tried an overhead kick, kicked someone in the face, and then from that it didn't work out. Petric had a shot, which De Gea saved very well, and then the guy who tried the overhead kick and kicked the person in the face had a rebound shot which hit off De Gea and hit the crossbar.
Wow.
We've got an unusual situation here.
What's going on, Tom?
There was the lights on one side of the ground have gone off completely,
Oh god.
and the Plymouth fans seem to want the match abandoned. Obviously,
Of course.
don't think that's going to happen. But that's a bit weird. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was a bolt of lightning or anything, but the lights were off.
Hopefully they can get them back on immediately. Just to say, new signing on loan for Middlesbrough, Ishmael Miller has scored. Middlesbrough lead Crystal Palace 1-0. There's a scan around the ground again. Obviously we've looked at Everton's dominance. Let's take a look at how Tottenham West Brom stacks out, as obviously earlier. Tottenham still completely dominating possession, 64% now though, levelled out a little bit more, as it looks like. Tottenham had 6 shots off target and 1 corner with this possession they've had, with West Brom only having 1 shot off target. So Tottenham really need shooting practice, it looks like. Millwall have scored a second away at Sheffield Wednesday through Liam Trotter. That's interesting. We had AFC Telford, just to mention, took the lead away at Luton. Oh, and the goal's been changed. Seb Hines scored for Middlesbrough against Crystal Palace, not Ishmael Miller. The dream start isn't as dreamed as we thought.
Ashley Young is down injured, when they showed the replay, it looked quite bad. Not a dive, but like for Young, like usual. He went in for a tackle. His leg kind of twisted when he went in for a tackle on Brian Ruiz, but I think he's all right.
That can't be good at all. We're starting to get the half times coming in now. As Doncaster 0, Crawley 0's just coming in. As the rest of them should start to appear soon. But yeah, Swindon have scored against MK Dons right on half time. Matt Ritchie. Carlisle Portsmouth's now half time. Blackburn Leicester's half time. Everton's third has come from Nikita Jelavic. They're winning 3-0 away at Aston Villa.
Yes, he's in my dream team.
Fantastic start here from Everton. Coventry half time, 2-0 up. Just confirming that Matt Ritchie goal for Swindon. Obviously Dean Lewington was sent off earlier. Just before half time, Michael Coulson scored a third for York away at Barnet. They lead 3-1. In the SPL, Hibernian have taken the lead against St Johnstone for a Paul Hanlon goal. Torquay lead Rochdale 2-1 at half time, sadly. Second half to play. Norwich QPR's 1-1 half time. Bradford 5 AFC number 1, James Hansen. Gary Taylor Fletcher made it 2-0 to Blackpool against Ipswich on the space of half time. As again, more of the half times flood in, including Northampton 0, Southampton 0, and Hibs has just gone to half time. Southampton Wigan's now half time. So slowly starting to creep in now. Scunthorpe are losing 1-0 to Yeovil, half time.
Last minute of normal time here in Old Trafford.
How many till half time at Oxford, Tom?
We're into added time. I'm not sure how much was given. 2 or 3 minutes.
We're still on half time's flooding in. I couldn't possibly keep up. There's a few of them. Blackpool now is 2-0 against Ipswich, half time.
The possession stats are evened out quite a lot now in the last 10 minutes or so. It's gone from 23% to Plymouth to 45% to Plymouth.
That's definitely evened out, that. Without doubt. But can Plymouth do anything with it? Any news on the floodlights?
Yeah, everything's back on now. Don't know what happened there. I think there was a bolt of lightning and it kind of sparked the lights out on one side, but it looks alright now.
Yeah, that was a very, very strange situation there, but the day seems to be full of them. Aston Villa at half time. Peterhead are 0-0 with Queen's Park. I'll mention that if we do have anyone listening that's a Peterhead fan. I know one in particular. United at
time now.
half time at Oxford. What about at United?
No, it should be over after this last goal kick from Schwarzer.
Brentford 3-0 up on the stroke of half time. Fired El Algeri got another, and that's just gone to half time. Brentford against Crewe, that is. Leeds are leading against Peterborough 1-0. I'm going to have to double check the score on that. That must have slipped through the net, I'm afraid, guys.
Half time at Old Trafford now. 3-1 to United.
Interesting half time. Half time at Tottenham West Brom. Luciano Becchio scored for Leeds 7 minutes in to give them the lead against Peterborough. Late, but not better than ever. Dagenham Redbridge is 1-1 with Gillingham. The equaliser coming through a Gale penalty in the 34th minute. That's obviously 1-1 now. I'll give you a quick run through of the scores as soon as I can, just before we go on break. But Shrewsbury just scored against Tranmere for a Marvin Morgan goal. It's 1-0 just on stroke of half time. But dead quick, as far as I've got them. Aston Villa Everton 3-0 at half time. United Fulham 3-1 United at half time. Norwich QPR 1-1. Southampton Wigan 0-0. Tottenham West Brom 0-0. In the Championship, Bristol City full time 4-2 Cardiff. Blackburn 1, Leicester 0. Blackpool 2, Ipswich 0. Brighton 3, Barnsley 1. Charlton 0. Hull City 0. Huddersfield 1, Burnley 0. Middlesbrough 1, Crystal Palace 0. Peterborough 0, Leeds 1. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 2. Wolves 1, Derby 0. In League 1, Bournemouth 0, Preston 0. Brentford 2, Brentford 3 now even, Crewe 0. Carlisle 1, Portsmouth 0. Colchester 0, Sheffield United 1. Coventry 2, Bury 0. Doncaster 0, Crawley Town 0. Leyton Orient Hartlepool has been postponed due to traffic issues. Notts County 0, Walsall 0. Oldham 0, Stevenage 1. Scunthorpe 0, Yeovil 1. Shrewsbury 0, Tranmere 0. And now in League 2, Accrington 0, Exeter 1. Aldershot 0, Cheltenham 0. Barnet 1, York City 3. Bradford 5, AFC Wimbledon 1. Burton Albion 0, Fleetwood 0, Chesterfield 1, Rotherham 0, Dagenham Redbridge 1, Gillingham 1, Morecambe 1, Port Vale 1, Northampton 0, Southend 0, Oxford United 2, Plymouth 0, Torquay United 2, Rochdale 1, Wycombe 1, Bristol Rovers 3. Just left 30 seconds left on this part, so I believe we're going to go for a quick 10-minute break for half time. And now we'll be back with my guest Tom Pipson doing the Oxford game and Ollie Flanagan doing the United game in about 10 minutes time, where I'll run through we'll run through all the scores just before we go back on air for the second half. Thanks for joining us for these first two parts of this afternoon's show, and hopefully you'll join us later. Thanks, guys.
You're listening to Spreaker Web Radio.
We're back with the third part of today's Football Saturday show. I believe Tom's got an exclusive for us on what actually happened against Leyton Orient and Hartlepool. Tom?
Yeah, the match has been called off now. It was going to be scheduled again for 4 p.m. But because Hartlepool's team bus was going nowhere, they were stuck on heavy traffic on the M11. They've called it off on, for some reason, safety grounds, which makes no sense. But yeah, that's why it's been called off, because they're stuck in traffic on the M11. It's really dangerous.
Yeah. They can't escape a team bus, they're all going to die. But yeah, we're just about to restart some of the games here. The only goal in the SPL, other than the early kickoffs, obviously, is Hibernian leading 1-0. The other two games are 0-0 currently. Should just mention that, since I do the SPL from time to time, which is Dundee 0, Ross County 0, Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 0. So not a lot of goals in the SPL so far after the 4-2 from Celtic. But Tom?
Just waiting for one or two from the goal changing room to come back.
Is anyone nearly out at United, Ollie?
No, still ad breaks at the moment.
Fair enough. We'll come back to you in a little while then. Because some games have now officially kicked off again. So I'll bring you any goals that come in immediately.
They're showing the official tyres of the US national team.
Fantastic American advertising. But while we wait, I'll try and chase up something about Hereford. Just because I'm a top guy.
To be fair, if all the travelling fans want something to do, they can nip over to my nan's and have a cup of tea if they want.
There you go. If anyone from Ollie's family's listening, you've been told what you can do. I've got an official report here now. Hereford United versus Ecclesfield United scheduled to kick off at 4:30 p.m. Ecclesfield United's team coach broke down en route to Hereford earlier on Saturday, ensuring they would not arrive in time for the scheduled 3 p.m. kick-off. The match is now planned to commence at 4:30 p.m. Turnstiles will open at revised time of 2:30 p.m. Supporters who enter the ground will have to keep hold of their tickets in case the kick-off time is delayed further and the match is postponed until a later date. Both Addison's Bar and Radford's are open for business ahead of kick-off. So that's Hereford's decided. We now know what went wrong in Hereford. So again, seems to be quite a lot of traffic issues. Now, let me see if I can chase up anything about this Aldershot game that was supposedly...
Kick off at United now.
United have kicked off again, there we go. See if I can chase up this supposed... What is it, Aldershot Cheltenham that was supposedly delayed. Let's see what I can find.
Oxford have made a substitution at the beginning of the second half. Dean Smalley has come off for some reason, and he's been replaced by James Constable.
Well, always good to see James Constable, but Dean Smalley will be furious not to be having a chance to get his hat-trick, surely.
He might have picked up a knock. I can't see them taking him off, otherwise he was on fire.
Well, first goal of the second half, Dean Howell has scored for Fleetwood Town away at Burton Albion. There's your first goal of this half. Followed quickly by Carlisle scoring a second through Danny Livesey at home to Portsmouth. Doesn't look Portsmouth Day so far, but they did come back midweek through a similar situation. Anything happened so far in the United game, Ollie?
pressure on the attack, but it got intercepted just before they could actually make something happen. Now it's a throw-in to United. That's Fulham are just trying to dribble it out there in half, but they're getting just loads of pressure put on them. But they finally got it out, and they could maybe start a counter here. But there's only 3 of them to 6 United players.
Fair enough, they're getting swamped in midfield.
Plymouth have made 2 substitutions, so have Oxford. Jake Forster-Caskey is the other substitution for Oxford. He's gone off for Simon Eslock. And Plymouth have made Andres Guerrero's gone off for Robbie Williams. Not the Robbie Williams.
Of course.
And another substitution is Curtis Nelson, who's gone off with the Jurrell Berry.
Well, that's very, very interesting.
Is Doobie playing?
No, Dewberry has been out for a while with an injury.
Just to mention, Crewe have pulled one back through Matthias Pogba. That's 3-1 to Brentford. And Yeovil have doubled the lead against Scunthorpe through Ruben Reid. Again, that's something I wouldn't expect to see. And Blackpool are 3-0 up against Ipswich for a Thomas Ince. I know I said Paul then. For a Thomas Ince goal. I'm just going to try and see what I can find for you.
If you hear any rumbles, that's because it's a storm going overhead where I am. So I apologise for that.
Okay, as long as you don't cut out, hopefully.
I'll cut out ring an ambulance.
Let's look upon Everton's dominance. Everton still have just under 60% of possession at Villa. And they've just come close with a Nicky Jelovic shot fired into the ground and wide. Everton in complete control though. Let's just see what else is going on around the Premier League as we wait for more goals to be put in the back of the net. Norwich QPR stands at 1-1 still. Quite even game. Norwich just edging possession. It's been a goal in the SPL though. Kilmarnock. Rory McKenzie scored against Dundee United. That's Kilmarnock 1, Dundee United 0. See what else we can pick up around the Prem. There's a couple of 0-0s still in the Premier. But we'll find out what we can for you. Premier League. Tottenham West Brom. Tottenham still quite in control of possession. 65-34. Middlesbrough have doubled the lead against Crystal Palace through Marin Ziama. It's 2-0 Middlesbrough now. And Rotherham look to have equalised against Chesterfield. I will give you the goal there when I get it. But Hibernian are now 2-0 up against St Johnstone for an Ian Doyle goal. And Wigan have taken the lead at Southampton for a Franco Di Santo goal. And the equaliser for Rotherham is through Keio Odejayi. Exeter 2-0 up now against Accrington Stanley for an Alan goal. Braintree have took the lead against North. No interest in that, but Newport County, that's 1-0 to Braintree, that. It's an interesting start though, a couple of goals flying in. Southport 3-0 down to Tamworth currently. Have we got anything at Oxford then, Tom?
Not at the moment. Plymouth just passing it around in the defence, trying to get a bit comfortable in the second half. It's a bit unusual for both teams to make a double substitution at half time.
It's an unusual game
when they're winning, but
it seems an unusual game.
We'll see how it works. Plymouth have had more of the possession at the beginning of the second half, but no one's really had a shot.
Top Young.
Just to mention
again.
Just come to all in a minute. Just to mention, Kilmarnock 2-0 up against Dundee United through Borja Perez for a penalty, and Bournemouth, even though they have 10 men, lead against Preston for a Tommy Elthwick goal. Now, what's going on at Old Trafford then, Ollie?
Well, someone won the ball fair and square, and then Young just stood over him, and then just jumped on the floor, pretty much. Nothing was given, but Young at his typical diving again.
Very interesting. Leeds have doubled the lead against Peterborough for Luciano Becchio's second of the afternoon. And Brighton are now 4-1 up at Barnsley. Well, at home against Barnsley for another Craig McHale-Smith goal. Cambridge United and Nuneaton are now 1-1. Interesting to see. Let's see how Rochdale are going on. Obviously currently 2-1 down. But just to say, Bury's new signing, Northern Ireland's top scorer David Healy, just scored a penalty. That's now 2-1 against Coventry. Coventry still lead, but Bury back in this right away now. Torquay still leading 2-1. Nothing much to tell you about really in that game. But yeah, like I said, David Healy on his debut scored for Bury. I think he's quite a good signing for Bury, sadly. I'll have to be honest and hold my hands up. I think they've done well to get him. I'd sooner have him than Daly Adebola we've got, but I won't be harsh on my own club because he's good at what he does, this Adebola. He's a good target man up front. But Rochdale need more goals in this game, and goals is something we've struggled with this season. Obviously our top scorer being a centre midfielder with 3 goals. Crystal Palace have pulled one back against Middlesbrough for a Jermaine Easter penalty, 56 minutes in. I'll just give that a mention. Anything happening at Old Trafford now, Ollie?
No. Man U are just on the attack, like most of the game so far. Valencia with a run on the wing, tried to put a cross in, but it's gathered by Schwarzer.
Slow start it seems in the second half. Tom?
Yeah.
What do you see in Oxford?
Same as before really, there's literally nothing happening. Oxford's still comfortable. Plymouth aren't really doing anything. Oxford are starting to have more of the ball now, but there hasn't really been a shot of any note. So, just average beginning to the second half.
Well, Leicester have equalised against Blackburn for a Jamie Vardy goal. That's currently 1-1. A couple of non-league Scottish goals have gone in as well. Might as well mention, Elgin are now 4 up against East Stirling, and Forfar are now 2-2 with Ayr. Thought I'd give that a mention. Also, Bangor City now lead Newton with a Mark Smythe goal, 2-1. Just throw them in there while we've got no English to talk about. Sorry, that's now 2-2. Newton have equalised immediately afterwards. Always fun when someone does that. But again, I'll just take a look at the live table in League 2. Oxford still would remain top on goal difference of 6 with 9 points. So yet to concede a goal, touch wood this season. Rochdale will languish down in 17th, it looks like. No, even further down than that now. Rochdale would then languish in 20th on 2 points and minus a goal. That would be a disastrous start for Rochdale. We really need to get at least a goal back in this half. We cannot lose 2-1. Torquay are a very good side, but we need to get a draw out of this at least for men to be promotion candidates. You can't go losing to your promotion rivals. That's how you screw yourself up. But obviously I'll go to Wigan since Wigan have scored. I'll see Wigan are just now shading possession away from home against Southampton. 58.8%. Southend have scored against Northampton. Here's a name for you. Brit Asamoah Bolonga. I'll try that again. Brit Asamoah Bolonga. Wow, that's a mouthful and a half. He scored for Southend. They're leading away at Northampton 1-0 now currently with that goal. 57 minutes in. Very interesting start to say the least. Couple more Scottish League goals flying in. Michael Tarvis, 63 minutes in, has scored for Arbroath, making it 3-2. Away from home against Alloa, that is. So, Blackpool are now 4-0 up against Ipswich for another Thomas Ince goal. This is interesting to see how this game's going to go. Could it turn into an absolute rout? We shall soon find out, of course. But as it stands, let me go and see if I can get the stats up on that game, because that would be one to view. Blackpool looking complete and utter dominance. So let's see what I can pick up. 58% of possession is Blackpool's currently in that game, which is quite obviously being shown with them scoring the 4 goals. Let's see how they're converting the chances. Well, they've had... Hold on a minute, this is quite clearly an error. Listen to this one, guys. Sky Sports reporting for you. Blackpool goals 3, shots on target 1. I mean, one of them's been an own goal, but can someone please explain how that's possible? That's a new one on me. Let's just look how Bradford are doing. Obviously, they're 5-1 up against Wimbledon. But just to mention, that man Jordan Rhodes has scored. And it's now Huddersfield 2, Burnley 0. Coupled by an awful goal. Torquay 3, Rochdale 1. Greeny Howard scored that one again, former Rochdale player. Doesn't look a good, happy return to the English Riviera for Rochdale. It's a 3-1 down now. Dramatics must be done to save anything from this game, or we're condemned to our first defeat of the season. Definitely not a good start for Rochdale. This is very, very sad stuff, to be fair. I'd like to see us competing in the right end of League 2. I'd be happy with a mid-table finish, but it's been a poor start. Throwing away leads, failing to score enough goals, and now 3-1 down to Torquay. Can't take anything away from Torquay, though they are a very good side. I can't fault that. But we need to get in this game. At least we need to give the fans something to cheer about. I mean, it's a hell of a long way from up Greater North all the way down to Torquay. The fans want to come home with something. We have quite a poor fan base, but we have a lot of diehards that go to the away games as well as the home. That's basically our fan base. It's built upon majority of away goals. But we've got a red card in the Aston Villa game. Kieran Clark's been sent off for Aston Villa for a professional foul. Straight red card that looks, lads. That's one to watch on Match of the Day tonight for anyone that may want to watch that. Well, yeah, obviously, I wanted to say that, but we'll try and find out more about that when we get it. But I'll just let you know what I can now. I'll have a quick scoop. Aston Villa really struggling today. 3-0 down at home, being destroyed on possession, and now a man down. This really isn't a good day so far for Aston Villa and new manager Paul Lambert. Everton seem to have found that winning formation so far. But here's a stat for you. Very interestingly, Everton have won none of their last 12 Premier League meetings against Aston Villa. But 8 of those games have been draws, including the last 6 meetings between the sides. That's obviously going to end today, as Everton 3-0 up and Aston Villa have 10 men. Everton should look now for goal difference wise, push a few more goals in there and have an unbeaten start. I'll just check how the Premier League live table currently pans out, with obviously some more games to play. But it still sees Swansea top the table with a goal difference of 8, 6 points, an incredible start. Chelsea second the table with 6 points and a goal difference of 4. Followed up the rear by Everton, the same. Then West Brom now have fallen to the 4th place position with 4 points, 2 played and a goal difference of 3. And as I mentioned, Blackpool were dominating. They've got a 5th against Ipswich. Craig Cathcart has scored. That's Blackpool 5, Ipswich 0. Very, very interesting game to say the least. Let's
Warming up.
Pardon?
Rooney's warming up.
There we go. Rooney possibly, seeing him at Old Trafford. Anything else happening there though, Ollie, while we're with you?
Nothing at all. I've nearly fallen asleep for the last 5 minutes, mate, to be honest. It's just boring passing, to be honest.
What about you then, Tom?
There was a chance to Oxford not long ago on the counter-attack. Plymouth with a terrible pass, and Chapman played it out to Potter tried to find Tom Craddock first time and just couldn't. But apart from that, it's all been nothing really. Couple of shots for Plymouth. They had a header a while back now that was straight at the keeper pretty much, but apart from that, there hasn't been anything.
Well, seems the second half in the two games being covered out exactly little light.
Fulham are now bringing on the mighty Steve Sidwell. Sorry about that. They're bringing on Steve Sidwell for Kacaniklic, I think. If someone could correct me on how to pronounce his name.
Kacaniklic is my...
That doesn't sound very...
Well, I ain't exactly foreign, I'm afraid. Let me try and get you the best possible one I can do. Just because you want it.
Kacaniklic. I don't know.
Where are we looking here? Alex Kacaniklic, we're going to go with. Tom, how do you say it?
I think it's best if I don't try. I'll really just mess his name up.
Right, well, we'll go with Alex Kacaniklic.
No, that's not it.
How about we just call him Kaka?
Kaka's come on, yeah, well that'd start a lot of wild rumours. Kaka's come on for Fulham.
Quite misleading.
But as it stands, no more goals to tell you about other than a Forest Green goal at home to Working through Magno Vieira. If anyone's following Forest Green out there, I have been to Forest Green with Rochdale in the past. It's quite a weird ground all the way at the top of a huge hill. Freezing, of course. One of the coldest in Britain because it's all at the top of a hill.
What's that?
Forest Green's ground. Ollie, surely something's got to be happening at Old Trafford.
There's nothing. Nothing at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Fulham on the attack now. Have a chance to whip a cross in. And as soon as I say that, they score. Fulham get a goal back. Not sure if the score, and now it's 3-2. De Gea fumbled it, I think. A bit of mix-up in defence there for United, and now it's 3-2.
Try and get
Yes,
confirmation.
there's something happening at Old Trafford, Chris.
We'll try and get confirmation of who scored whenever we
Let
can.
me just check. Oh, I think it might be a Vidic own goal.
Oh god, that's not a good return.
It was an own goal scorpion kick.
Incredible.
He actually kicked it.
Incredible. That's something else for what match of the day tonight then, gentlemen. Just to mention, the tank and the beast that is Adebayo Akinfenwa has equalised for Northampton. That's 1-1 now. And Miles Weston has re-given Gillingham the lead away at Dagenham and Redbridge. 62 minutes in. That's 1-1 between Northampton and Southend and 2-1 between Gillingham and Dagenham and Redbridge. Very interesting.
Now dominating possession. The possession stats now reads 53% to Plymouth. But obviously it's all about the scoreline, and the scoreline's still 2-0.
Oh, and Bury have completed the comeback. Coventry 2, Bury 2. That is not a good scoreline, coupled with Rochdale losing 3-1 at Torquay for me to hear. Lionel John Lewis has scored, and I can confirm for all that it wasn't a Marjan Vidic own goal that gave Fulham the way back into this game. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like quite an incredible own goal at that.
Yeah, a massive mix-up between De Gea and Vidic there. And I think he kind of jumped into it. De Gea dropped it. Vidic jumped into him, and then he just hit it with the back of his foot.
I almost refuse to say this scoreline. Torquay United 4, Rochdale 1. Horror show at Plainmoor for Rochdale. Shades of the 5-0 are coming back into memory.
Oh, go on. Oh, Craddock's just went clean through for Oxford, and he should have wrapped the game up, and he's put it over. It was a great chance for 3-0, and he's missed.
Adebayor's just come on for Spurs.
I don't know, have no idea how you know that at the United game, but thanks for the knowledge. You're so in the know, you even know other teams' team news.
And also Lukaku came on for West Brom.
Luka? I mean Lukaku, perhaps.
Lukaku.
Lukaku.
Well, they spell it Lakaka. Lukaka. That's how Sky Sports spell it.
Fair enough. Lukaku comes on for West Brom, some new foreign sign I've never heard of in my entire life.
Let me just see this. Okay, they're showing a replay. Vidic tried to jump for the ball, and then he left his back leg hanging up.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
De Gea completely missed the punch, so it hit off the back of Vidic's foot and then just went in.
That is really something to watch tonight. What's harsh then, Tom?
Tom Craddock just missed that chance, and he's been taken off because he missed that chance. And on comes John Paul Pittman.
That is literally the reason.
Yep.
Wilder's quite a harsh tactician, isn't he?
That is the reason though, but obviously he wants them to take their chances.
Well,
Spurs
Sheffield
have
Wednesday.
also had a disallowed goal.
Who's just had a disallowed goal?
Spurs, Defoe, but it was offside.
Thanks for that. Sheffield Wednesday have equalised at home to Millwall. That's now 2-2. And Ross County have taken the lead away at Dundee. That's now 1-0. Richard Britton penalty. And Miguel Lalera scored for Sheffield Wednesday.
I don't know if you have any news on Wickham, but according to the Oxford website, that's now been suspended.
Good God, we have suspensions galore this afternoon, apparently.
According to the Oxford website, we do. Whether that's actually happened,
Are they trying to cause some...
I think they might trying to cause some confusion.
Well, they don't have to complain. They're sailing to the top of the league as it stands.
Oh! Oh, what a save, De Gea.
What happened, Ollie?
Great long-range effort there from Fulham, and De Gea, one of his typical tips over the bar. Dembele took the shot. Yep, good save. Unlucky there from Dembele though. Man U have had 14 shots to Fulham's 8.
Looks like Fulham want back in this. Not
Let's
giving up
hope
without a fight. We'll see what they can do, whether they can grab an equaliser at Old Trafford. I'm sure someone floated 3-3 for this game that I'm in. I completely thought they were insane. But it looks like so far could be proven wrong with United winning 3-2. Very interesting, but yet again a poor start to the season from United. Very poor start. Or is the league just getting tougher? What's your opinion? Is the Premier League getting tougher, or are teams starting worse?
I just think that it's how it's always been. Teams can beat anyone on their day. That's the glory of the Premier League. Anyone can go anywhere and get a result.
Seems to be happening more so on the opening day than anywhere else. No more goals to tell you about. Just before we move on to part 4 of the show, Tom, have you got an Oxford update for us?
Plymouth are about to make the final substitution. I'm not sure who it is yet. But Plymouth are currently on top.
And Ollie, have you got anything from Old Trafford for us?
Still 3-2, 71 minutes gone.
Not long left now in that game. Just before I mentioned, Colchester have equalised against Sheffield United for a Clinton and Morrison goal, 72 minutes in. And we're in the last 30 seconds of this part of the show. So I will, again, as quickly and as safely as possible, move on to part 4. So hopefully I'll see you all on the other side. But Thanks again for this part for Tom and Ollie for giving us commentary on the games. Sad results, not exactly going everyone's way so far, but Oxford obviously are winning 2-0. That sees them top of the league. And United are just edging Fulham 3-2 at the moment. Even if Rochdale are losing 4-1 to Torquay United. But thanks again for listening to this part, and I will see you in the next part hopefully. Thanks guys.
You're listening to Spreaker Web Radio.
Hi guys, I'm alive, back with part 4. I'll just quickly mention there's been a red card in the Torquay Rochdale game. And Aaron Downs, the goal scorer of the second goal for Torquay, has been sent off for a professional foul. That's quite an interesting day for him. Like I say, I went to school with his cousin. I will definitely be speaking to him after this game, putting the dagger in Rochdale's back before getting sent off. What can Rochdale do now? We're 4-1 down with about 20 minutes to go. Can we stage the ultimate comeback once again? Well, stay tuned to find out. I really sincerely hope so. Peterborough 1, Leeds 2. Michael Bostwick, 73 minutes in. Peterborough looking to claw the way back into that game. Tom, I believe you had a mention about Darren Pearce for us.
Oh yeah, Darren Pearce went off. I'm not sure he went on, but he got a standing ovation from the Oxford fans, obviously former Oxford player, and it was quite a good moment. Didn't expect many of the Oxford fans to remember he played for them. Obviously sold him for 100 grand, sold him for 700 grand, which wasn't a bad bit of business. So Darren Pearce has gone, and Darren Pearce has gone. I don't know who's come on, yeah, I'll get that for you.
Okay, no worries. But I'm still monitoring the Rochdale game like a hawk, hoping we've got a penalty from the foul, but it doesn't look like we have. But just to mention, Preston have equalised against Bournemouth through Akpo Soji. Been a goal there. Obviously, Bournemouth down to 10 men. They were leading with 10 men, but the pressure's finally paid and Preston have equalised. Let's see how Rochdale do now. Aston Villa have pulled one back. The 10 men of Aston Villa also pulled one back against Everton. Karim El Hamandi. It's interesting. Anything at Old Trafford, Ollie?
No, nothing. Still 3-2, 75 minutes gone. United have a free kick quite far out there, so I'm not expecting much.
Fair enough, we'll see what they could do with that. But Barrow 1, Atherton Town 3. Barrow have scored the first of the afternoon. They're currently losing 3-1 at home. Adam Boys.
Oh, there's been a goal.
Tom?
Plymouth have got a goal back. It was a free kick. Wharton set the ball up and everything, and he's run over the ball, and Robbie Williams, unfortunate name, has scored for Plymouth. So 2-1.
Well, Robbie Williams had a loan spell at Rochdale not so long ago. He wasn't a bad little player. Matthew Barnes-Homer scored a second for Macclesfield away at Lincoln City. He was on loan at Rochdale and did absolutely nothing. But yet suddenly he scores for Macclesfield. That sounds about right, to be honest with you. But see what I can find in the Premier League. Couple of games still on. Just to mention for you, I believe we have a goal finally in the 74th minute for Spurs. I believe Asua Koto has just scored for them. But I will give you the confirmation on that as soon as I have it.
Yeah, he has.
Well, there you go. Ollie seems to have confirmed that for me. It looks like Tottenham have taken the lead against West Brom after trying all afternoon. But this still isn't Spurs' strongest. But Blackburn have scored a second against Leicester. Morton Gamps Pedersen. That's 2-1 to Blackburn now. Can Leicester get another and get back in this, or Blackburn now going to carry on to get the 3 points? Obviously only time will tell. We'll soon find out. But as it stands, let's have a quick look. There's now a goal in every game. Good advert for the Premier League. Southend have scored away again at Northampton. Kane Ferdinand now, that's 2-1 to Southend. And just to confirm, yes, Benoit Suakoto has scored for Tottenham. They lead 1-0 against West Brom. Interesting, very interesting. Praying to see a Rochdale goal flash up, but I don't think it's going to come. Can only hope. Only hope. See if Oxford have conceded the first goal this season now, but let's hope they can still hold out against Plymouth. But we'll see. Anything else happening since that goal, Tom?
Well, we can finally hear the Plymouth fans. But that's it, really.
Nothing really to speak. What about you, Ollie? Old Trafford lightened up a little bit?
There's a corner for United here. Van Persie taking his time as usual. I'll tell you if anything comes of it. No, Schwarzer punches it out and it's hoofed out.
It's been a goal. Notts County 0, Walsall 1. Andy Butler 80 minutes in. I didn't expect that. I thought Notts County had this game in the bag. But again, football surprised me. It seems to happen quite a lot.
Aston Villa have pulled one back.
Who have Aston Villa?
I think so.
Yeah, I mentioned that quite a while ago now.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Karim El Hamandi.
Yeah,
Scored that.
sorry, but I didn't hear you mention that. Sorry.
It's alright, don't worry about it. You're focusing on your own game. It happens. But games look to be just about getting to the 80th minute stage now. Well, most of them do. I think Rochdale are delayed by a little bit. But, not much more to tell you.
Really bad foul.
Tom, what happened?
The substitute Berry completely watched someone out. Everyone thinks it should be a red.
What's
I'm
he
not
going to
sure what he's given yet, he hasn't come up.
Surely
I
not a
think
red.
it's a yellow. It should, yeah, it's a yellow.
Yellow card though. Peterhead have taken the lead for a Rory McAllister penalty against Queen's Park. Not much more to really inform you about at the moment. I'm just seeing where Rochdale languish. 21st as goals stand. Not the best place to be in. Well, I seem to have a little bit of time on my hands. I'll do a little glance at tomorrow's fixture in the Premier League. Stoke taking on Arsenal at 1:30. That seems to be an interesting clash. Arsenal always seem to struggle against Stoke. We'll see how they come out this time.
Thank God for that.
What's that, Tom?
Plymouth had another shot and it's just gone wide. Plymouth are really in the ascendancy now and Oxford just need to hold on.
Sounds like it too. Kevin Long has made Portsmouth's day worse by getting himself sent off. I don't know how on earth they're going to replace him, but we had Kevin Long on loan last season. He didn't seem a bad little player. Kilmarnock are now winning 3-1 against Dundee as Dundee have pulled one back for a John Daly goal 79 minutes in. Northampton have again equalised against Southend for a David Artell goal. Northampton refuse to budge at the moment. There seems to be a bit of resiliency about them. But the big game tomorrow I was about to mention is obviously Liverpool-Man City. Be interesting to see how City respond after just edging Southampton out and see how Liverpool come back from last week's defeat. They're the Premier League games that offer tomorrow, but we also have in the SPL Aberdeen versus Hearts, which should be always an intriguing game, and Motherwell versus St Mirren. That'll be interesting to see what happens there. Spanish 3rd Division games. Scottish 3rd Division Berwick take on Rangers at 12. Couple of Spanish games including Osasuna, Barca and Getafe Madrid. So there's not a bad lot of football now for tomorrow, but back to today's games. As teams look on to last 10 of the games. But remember you said, Tom, the game had been suspended at Wickham.
Yep.
Well, here's a curveball for you. The game was abandoned after 66 minutes due to safety reasons.
That's a new one.
And there's been a goal at Torquay. Torquay United 4, Rochdale 2. The comeback is on. 85 minutes gone. Ray Pewterhill has scored. 2 goals in 5 minutes, lads. Come on, it's possible.
You're very optimistic.
Give the fans what they want. You know they want this. Come on, Rochdale, is all I can say. Ray Pewterhill's done his job well, scored again. Brighton have added a 5th against Barnsley. That's Ashley Barnes. That's 81 minutes in that game. That's 5-1 now. What Rochdale got left in the tank? Can they get 2 more? Barnsley are dead and buried in that game against Brighton quite easily. Again, Keith Hale sadly fell to another shocking long defeat. But Barnsley just doesn't seem to be working out for him, sadly. But hopefully... What's that? What have we had?
Counter attack again. Potter also involved as always. I would just overcook the pass to James Hunsford. He's played it inside, and Pittman's shot is well saved by the keeper. So it's still 2-1. Oxford are just catching Plymouth on the break and hoping to get a goal that way.
Right, so they need to do it now. There's been a goal in the much delayed Aldershot Cheltenham game, and it's that man alone from Bury once again. Sean Harrod, Cheltenham lead 1-0. Brentford have added a 4th against Crewe, they now lead 4-1 through a Harley Dean goal. We're up into the last 5 minutes now. There is not long left in these games at all. Let's have a quick scan around the grounds, but Doncaster the 1-0 down to Crawley, Nicky Jose. Northampton have scored a 3rd against Southend and now lead. Alex Nichols. Northampton really look up for this game. But Nicky Jose scoring for Crawley against Doncaster. They lead 1-0 away at 87 and 86 minutes. Back to the Premier League. Aston Villa 1, Everton 3, United 3, Fulham 2, Norwich 1, QPR 1, Southampton 0, Wigan 1 and Tottenham 1, West Brom 0 so far. Anything else happened at Old Trafford, Ollie?
Nope. It's still 3-2. That's all I've got to say. It's been pretty boring as well lately as well. Nothing much to talk about.
Please save us, Tom. Have you got anything?
Capaldi just had a chance. He's ended it over. Apart from that, it's gone very quiet. Obviously, coming towards the end of the match, I do think Oxford need to hold on now. Really. No need to overcommit. They've got the points in the bag at the moment.
How long have they got to hold on, do you know?
About 9-8 minutes left.
Oh, you're obviously a bit further than behind in some of the games coming in so far today.
Hold on, Plymouth could have a penalty. It's a lazy challenge by Eslock. Oh, he's got away with it. That was definitely a penalty.
Obviously,
yeah, he
Heslop.
hasn't been given, but that should have been a penalty.
Obviously, Heslop coming on as a substitution midway through this game as well, just to mention. But time sadly looks to be running out on our club so far. Obviously, Oxford in the ascendancy, but Rochdale time seems to be running out. I don't think it's going to come. Macclesfield have added a 3rd against Lincoln through Chris Holroyd. That's Lincoln 1, Macclesfield 3 now. Obviously, time slowly coming to an end. Cowden Beaver beat Hamilton, for those of any interest. The name sounds funny, so I figured some of you might be. But Premier League looks... Let's just check how long's left in the Aston Villa game, for an example. Roughly about...
Oxford have got a corner.
Corner to Oxford, just to quickly mention Yeovil are now 3-0 up away at Scunthorpe. Gozi Ugawoo. Quite a lot of interesting names on show today across the Football League. We'll see what happened from that corner, Tom. Corner been taken yet?
Yeah, he played it short to Chapman, just trying to keep the ball. Chapman tried to reverse ball back to Regan, who was onside, and then it's gone out for another corner.
Portsmouth have pulled one back against Carlisle with 10 men with Ashley Harris goal. That's now as it stands, but not long after that, Carlisle retake a double goal lead, making it 3-1. I'll confirm Carlisle's third scorer when I get it, but it's now Carlisle 3, Portsmouth 1. I believe, I'm not certain, but I believe Wigan have doubled their lead. It's Southampton. I'm not certain on that, so I'll have to come back to you on that, but it's just early reports I'm getting that Wigan are now 2-0 up against Southampton. But we shall soon find out if that's true. Touching the 90th minute in a lot of games now, it looks dead and buried, sadly. Very sad, but Tranmere equalised through that fucking man, Jean-Louis Apro again. He leaves the club and he scores every fucking week. That doesn't surprise me. I apologise for the foul man for rant, but it's not been a good day. Carlisle's third goal would just, I'll try and give it you again. Exeter now go on Bowser against 3-0 up Exeter against Accrington Stanley. Port Vale have taken the lead against Morecambe through John McCombie. And Wigan's second goal indeed did come for Aruna Cohn. So Wigan now lead 2-0 against Southampton. Let's see what I can find for this Portsmouth third goal. Brentford 5, Crew 1, Clayton Donaldson. That's interesting. Brentford have steamrolled Crew.
Got a corner, they nearly scored.
Nearly had a goal for Plymouth though. In the game down at the Kassam, Oxford currently lead 2-1, which would take them top of the league. So I'm sure they'd want to keep it that way. Torquay would go to 9th with today's result, while Rochdale would languish around 22nd. Gillingham are now on level points with Oxford though, but oh my god, Portsmouth refused to die here. Portsmouth scored another in the 90th minute through Connor Clifford, that's 3-2. And Bury scored Carlisle's third. But we have the full time starting to roll in. Coventry 2, Bury 2, full time. Doncaster 0, Crawley 1, full time. Norwich 1, QPR 1, full time. Yeovil 4, Scunthorpe 0, Gozi Ugwu. Get that in there while I can. The other full time start to roll in. Sad day it looks like for Rochdale. Blackpool 6, Ipswich 0, Noah Howard Dicko. Probably not how you spell it, but it's how it damn looks, so it's how it's going to be said. As that's obviously an absolute demolition job by Blackpool, crushing Ipswich today. Ipswich never have looked like they had a chance, but scores are slowly starting to stream in here. So every time I get one, you get one, I promise you that much. Blackpool full time now, they're happy with a 6-0 it seems. Blackpool 6.
3 minutes added time at the Kassam.
3 minutes at Oxford. Are we into added time at Old Trafford, are we?
Yeah, 4 minutes added time.
He doesn't need Fergie time, what's going on? Dundee 0, Ross County 1. Peterhead have beat Queen's Park 1-0. There's a lot of non-league starting to come in. But slowly, Blackburn 2, Leicester 1. Championship game. Sheffield Wednesday have scored a third. Oh my god. Sheffield Wednesday have scored a third against Millwall. That's 3-2. Miguel Lira again. West Bromwich Albion have equalised in the 90th minute against Tottenham. James Morrison. Unbelievable scenes. West Brom have stolen something from this game it seems. Swindon 1, MK Dons 0, full time. Hibernian 2, St Johnstone 0, full time. Very interesting here. But West Brom, yeah, definitely, sadly seem to have took something from this. Forest Green 2.
Did you say?
Pardon?
Did you say sadly?
Yeah, well, I'm quite a fan of Tottenham. I don't mind them at all.
Oh, God.
Forest Green 2, Working 1. And the score I've been dreading all day. Torquay United 4, Rochdale 2, full time. The dream is over. Scunthorpe 0, Yeovil 4. Middlesbrough 2, Crystal Palace 1.
We've got a free kick for Fulham here in the 92nd minute. Can they do anything from it? I think it's Roddy Jaeger who's stepping up to take it.
Carlisle 4, Portsmouth 2. Carlisle again restore the double goal lead. That's quite an interesting ending to this game. That's now full time. Carlisle have beat Portsmouth 4-2. As we wait upon that free kick at Old Trafford. Chesterfield Rotherham are now 1-1.
He's going for a bit of a Ronaldo stance here, I think. It's not likely.
Colchester 1, Sheffield United 1.
Hit the wall.
Notts County 0, Walsall 1. These are all full times I'm announcing, by the way. For those
fans are flooding out of Old Trafford here. And Rooney's pulled up. I think that is a massive gash on his leg.
Port Vale 3, Morecambe 1, Tom Pope. Forest Green 3, Working 1, Matty Taylor.
Ooh. Rooney's got a massive gash on his leg.
Brighton 5, Barnsley 1. Southampton 0, Wigan 2, Bournemouth 1, Preston 1, Aston Villa 1, Everton 3, Morecambe 1, Port Vale 3, Shrewsbury 1, Tranmere 1, Huddersfield 2, Burnley 0, Oxford United 2, Plymouth 1. Full time it looks like nearly.
There we go, full time.
Northampton 3, Southend 3, 90th minute equaliser from Southend. Wolves 1, Derby 1, 90th minute equaliser from Theo Robinson. Full time there. Brentford 5, Crew 1 full time, Northampton 3, Southend 3 full time, and Hereford has scored against Ecclesfield United 1-0, 27 minutes in. Obviously that's the delayed game of the afternoon. Barley Watkins has scored that goal for Hereford. But obviously kicked off at 4:30 due to various problems, but it's now the game's kicked off. And Tottenham West Brom is full time. James Morrison has snatched a point for West Brom at Spurs. Again, a weak start from Tottenham. 1 point in their opening 2. I mean, Newcastle are tough opposition, but West Brom you should expect to beat. But West Brom don't look pushovers this season. The 2 results they've gained so far, not at all. Full times again starting to come in. I'll give you every one that I've got when I've got it. Chester have beat Colwyn Bay 2-1. Kilmarnock have beat Dundee United 3-1. Everything I've got here. Charlton have drew a 0-0 with Hull. Drew a blank at the Charlton ground. Forest Green 3, Working 1. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Millwall 2. They stole it in the end. The death, Sheffield Wednesday earned the 3 points today. Just as I thought, to be fair. But let's see how the other games are coming along. United Fulham, what's it doing there?
We've got an injury. Rooney's down. I think he's going to have. Yeah, he's being stretched off. He's got a massive gash on his leg. Rodieger kind of took his free kick. Rooney went to block it, missed it, and Rodieger, I don't think purposely, fell on his leg. So Rooney has a bandage around a massive gash on his leg.
Jesus. Peterborough 1, Leeds 2 full time, Oldham 0, Stevenage 1, Lincoln 1, Macclesfield 3. Jesus, that doesn't sound good at all for Rooney, but United look to have took the 3 points from this today, which is the important thing. Hopefully it's not too serious, obviously with England playing soon again also. We shall see what happens with that. Tom, how did it finish 2-1 full time?
Yeah, maybe a bit of luck towards the end, but all that matters is the result at the end of the day, and it's an Oxford win, 9 points out of 9.
Fantastic start for Oxford. Rochdale need to rebound next weekend against whoever we may have. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's been a sad afternoon for us, losing 4-2. Just waiting on the full time from Old Trafford while I bring you the rest of them. Ollie, what's happening?
Hoof up for Manu. It's probably going to go any second.
Dagenham Red have just lost 2-1 to Gillingham full time. Gillingham were also on 9 points in League 2.
Fulham have kicked up the pitch maybe one last attack.
Doncaster 0, Crawley 1 full time. I believe that was announced before. I'll just repeat myself for anyone that may have forgotten.
Good play there. Oh! Nearly got a goal there, but it went straight to De Gea.
Interesting. Looking like United have just taken that in the end today. But again,
Yep.
is that full time?
No, not quite yet. Maybe what Man U can get one last goal here. Nah, it's over.
Luton 0, AFC Telford 1. Those that care about non-league. But yeah, Rochdale have done it.
That's it.
Rochdale. United have done it.
Finish 3-2.
And United deserved it.
Yeah, I guess so, but Brian Ruiz had that chance just a couple of seconds ago, which he really should have finished off. But it ends 3-2, could have been 3-3, could have been any score really.
That was quite an intriguing game to watch tonight, that's for sure. Full time just slowly creeping in. But obviously today we have quite a few of suspended players and things like that, so I don't expect a full categorisation, but here's the classifieds. Aston Villa 1, Everton 3, Chelsea Newcastle being the evening kickoff. Manchester United 3, Fulham 2, Norwich 1, QPR 1, Southampton 0, Wigan 2, Sunderland Reading was postponed. Swansea 3, West Ham 0 in the earlier kickoff, and Tottenham 1, West Brom 1 in the Premier League. In the Championship, Blackburn 2, Leicester 1, Blackpool 6, Ipswich 0, Brighton 5, Barnsley 1, Bristol City 4, Cardiff 2 in the earlier kickoff, Charlton 0, Hull 0, Huddersfield 2, Burnley 0, Peterborough 1, Leeds 2, Middlesbrough 2, Crystal Palace 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3, Millwall 2, Watford and Birmingham obviously being the later kickoff, Wolves 1, Derby 1. Championship scores. In League 1, Bournemouth 1, Preston 1, Brentford 5, Crewe 1, Carlisle 4, Portsmouth 2, Colchester 1, Sheffield United 1, Coventry 2, Bury 2, Doncaster 0, Crawley 1, Leyton Orient and Hartlepool were postponed, Notts County 0, Walsall 1, Oldham 0, Stevenage 1, Scunthorpe 0, Yeovil 4, Shrewsbury 1, Tranmere 1, Swindon 1, MK Dons 0. And in League 2, when I can bring it to you, Accrington 0, Exeter 3. Aldershot and Cheltenham obviously being still in the game due to the delayed kickoff or delay in the game, which is Cheltenham 1-0 still. Barnet 1, York 3. Bradford and AFC Wimbledon is still latest, which is 5-1 Bradford. Burton 0, Fleetwood 1. Chesterfield 1, Rotherham 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Gillingham 2. Morecambe 1, Port Vale 3. Northampton 3, Southend 3. And full time at Bradford. Oxford United 2, Plymouth 1. Torquay United 4, Rochdale 2. Wycombe and Bristol Rovers has been abandoned at Wycombe being 3-1 down to Bristol Rovers, so Wycombe will be the happiest set of fans with that. There's the Football League and Premier League classifications on today's games. Now in the last minute I have of the show, I'm going to try and bring you what I can. The game apparently at Wycombe and Bristol Rovers is abandoned due to weather. But it's too late for the supporters to get the money back, but the result isn't going to stand. So that's definitely going to be a negative coming out of that game. But just want to thank obviously for doing this for me today. I had Tom doing the Oxford Plymouth game in which he had a win for Oxford 2-1. Thanks for that, Tom.
It's alright.
And then we've obviously had Ollie doing the United Fulham game for us, in which ended up 3-2 to Manchester United. So thank you, Ollie. I hope we've enjoyed what we've had on store for you today. I hope you're listening again if you've listened in now. Once again, thanks to anyone listening. Thanks to my guests for today, the panellists. As always, can't do it without you guys. And obviously we can't do it without the goals coming up and down from across the country. So thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you when we do the next one. Thanks, guys.